それではどうぞお座りください。Please sit down. では、ヘイデン・クリステンセンさんから皆さんにまずはご挨拶をお願いいたします。
Hello, konnichiwa. It's a pleasure to be back in Tokyo. Thank you all for coming out and having a chat with me.
はい。映画の中であなたの役柄は記事だけではなくあなた自身のルックスやパーソナリティがとても美しくて人を引きつける役柄を演じていらっしゃいました。で、反対に編集長のピーターはとても地味で人を敵にしてしまうような暗い役柄を演じていました。で、この役作りについてどのように役作りをしたか、あるいはピーターと何か話し合いをしたか教えてください。
It was a challenge. You know, I was playing a real person who's still alive, and I was very aware that once this movie was made, he was going to get to see it. So, you know, also making a movie about truth and journalism, we were very concerned about making the film as accurate as possible. So really, it was just a matter of you know, finding the truth in what we were trying to portray.
はい、そしてピーターさんとお話とかは何かディスカッションされました？
Yes, very much. I didn't actually get to speak with Stephen Glass, so it was left to myself to go and find other of his colleagues that I could speak with, and so Chuck was a huge help, just as far as letting me know more or less what he represented to him. So, and also the script was very well written. It was a very detailed script that you know, pointed out exactly what the characteristics were that we were trying to, you know, incorporate into my portrayal.
はい、もらいました。ピーターと話したかった、そのことですか。共演者としてアクターですね。I think she wanted to also ask about what did you speak about with Peter, the actor, to build these figures? Yeah.
It was just more or less spending a lot of time with him and making sure that we were constantly interacting with each other. I got along really well with Peter, and the, you know, research process. We would go out and spend time with different journalists together. We would sit in on different pitch meetings at different news publications. And then when we were filming, you know, we were constantly interacting. Even when we weren't actually acting together, we would go off stage and play chess together, or there was a ping pong table. We were constantly playing ping pong. So it was just a matter of always being around each other. We felt was very important.
今回トム・クルーズさんが制作総指揮ということで、何か具体的な役作り等に関しましてのリクエストっていうのはありましたでしょうか？
Not so much as far as acting. I think he trusted that I could handle that, you know, on my own. He was very involved as far as the look of the film and wanting to make sure that the film had a very authentic, real feel to it. He's also given me lots of advice as far as, you know, how to pursue my career outside of the actual work itself and, you know, outside of the actual acting, you know.
はい。
ここの会場にいる男性のほとんどの多くは、あなたに対してのニュースというのはエピソード3、スター・ウォーズエピソード3でアナキン・スカイウォーカーがロングヘアになって甲冑をつけることだと思うんですよ。で、今回、スティーブン・グラスとアナキン・スカイウォーカーを演じてどちらが心理面で演技は難しかったですか？
I mean, they're very, very different characters. You know, they have some similar qualities, I suppose. They both let their ambitions get the better of them. You know, but the filming is also, you know, much different. Obviously, Star Wars is done in front of a blue screen, and all the digital effects really affect the way we make the film. Whereas Shattered Glass was a much smaller film and a much more sort of intimate environment. But, you know, very different characters and very different portrayals.
エピソード3の撮影後にこの作品はクランクインしたんでしょうか？
Did you actually shoot this film after the episode 3 is finished?
No, we shot this before episode 3. This was actually not too long after episode 2 came out that we filmed Shattered Glass.
始めました。
We're actually still in the process of filming. We've done most of the principal photography, but George will go back constantly and do reshoots. And so we just came back about a month ago from doing reshoots in London, and we're going to go back again in January and shoot some more.
普段は取材を受ける側のヘイデンさんが今度は、取材を、する側の立場に、この作品では演じてますが、撮影後マスコミに対する印象は変わりましたでしょうか。また我々マスコミに対するなんか今後望むことはありますでしょうか。
Yeah?
Not so much. You know, I think I have a better idea of what you guys do in all the research that I did. I'm more aware of the trials and tribulations and really how difficult of a job it is to report on something without, you know, instilling your own bias and making it just your perspective. I'm sure is very difficult. But I have no message. I'm just an actor.
作品見てますと、スター・ウォーズは目立つんですけど、大体最初の映画に出られたマウス・オブ・マッドネス以来、非常に心理的な役柄の映画が多いと思うんですよね。楽な役柄あんまり少ないような気がします。今後どういうふうな役者になっていくかなと、目標なんかあるでしょうか。
Good ones. You know, I really just respond to a story, and then if the character is interesting, then they sort of you know, that's sort of what entices my involvement. So far, they have been, you know, relatively dark characters. It's been interesting for me to sort of go into some darker places in my own personality that you know I haven't probably previously explored. But maybe in the future I'll start to veer in other directions and keep it interesting for myself.
はい、思ってます。楽しくやっていきたいと思ってます。
あなた自身は演技力に自信はやっぱ今お持ちですか。
As much as I can be, you know, I like anyone I think struggle with doubt, but that's the thrill, is, you know, climbing a mountain that you're not necessarily sure you're going to be able to, you know, reach the top of, but you know, but that's the joy and that's the challenge.
はい、できる限り
あなたはいつも天才的な演技をできると思うんですけれども、それは持って生まれたものだと自分で思いますか、それとも努力してやったものでしょうか。それとこの役を演じる際にあたってどんどん事実を捏造していく記者にやっぱり演技に入り込んで、自分で俺だったら俺もそうしたかなとか思ったことがありましたか。
I can't say that I'm a very religious person myself, but you know, I guess I do believe in some sort of greater being. But it's you know, I believe in the work and I believe in preparation, and I believe that that's you know what dictates a good performance. And as far as you know, having qualities that Stephen Glass possesses, not so much. I think for the most part I'm a pretty honest person, or at least I try to be.
すいません、このスティーブン・グラスの事件そのものは、この作品にオファーを受けた、この作品のオファーを受けた前からすでにご存知でしたか。どのぐらい、現地では話題になったものなんでしょうか。もし周囲の方とかの反応とかも、例えばありがちなことだなっていうような反応だったのかとか、そうだった、意外だったのかとか、何でも結構ですので、この事件そのものに対するご本人の認識度と周りの方の、感想等を教えてください。
When the actual incident occurred, I was still in high school in Canada, so I wasn't actually aware. It was back in 1998. And then my involvement came from reading the article a few years later. And being very intrigued by the story and by the character, and actually I found Billy Ray and tracked him down and said that I'd read your script and I'd really like to play this role, and he was, you know, agreeable.
映画の中でニュースを伝える上でのルールは真実を伝えることであると語られていますけれども、ヘイデンさん自身が俳優である上でご自分に課しているルールっていうのはありますか。
Yeah, you know, try to tell the truth. That's sort of what good acting is to try to find truth and honesty in what you're doing as much as possible. So yeah, I mean, those are really the only guidelines that I try to follow.
少しじゃあセンターに移動していただきましょうか。はい、それではですね、今加納さんにマイクをご用意いたします。
はい。
加納さん、まず、
はい、
ヘイデン・クリステンセンさんにお会いしていかがですか？
そうですね、映画の中では
ですか。さあ、そして実際とてもこの映画を気に入っていただいたというふうにお話を伺ったんですが、どんなところが、
やはり、一個人というか一人の方の考え方とか思想とかがですね、
I found the film very engaging and enticing. It's really draw me into the film. It's really telling the story of the truth, how important it is in the journalism and all that. But very entertaining and engaging film I found.
ね、もうそれで本当にね、この映画をたくさんの人に紹介したいと思ってくださったということで。
そうですね、本当に日本のいろんな方々、それぞれ見られる方によって全然撮り方が違うかもしれませんけれども、ぜひともいろんな方に見ていただきたい映画ですね。
I really wish everybody in the audience, everybody in Japan will see this film. 僕もそう思ってます。